It's just me and my best friend going back and forth. And you know that we're shoveling shit, shoveling shit.
Okay. Are you
I
ready to see?
Yeah, I had one. You said you were wearing one. I was like, okay.
This is for you. I found this for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Rip can be my ranch hand anytime.
I've never been so jealous of a toothpick in all my life.
What's that?
He always has a toothpick in his
Oh,
mouth.
well, I don't know who the fuck Rip is. I know you showed me, but this is for you. I saw it thrifting and I'm like, it's so funny. I should just have learned about Rip. Rip, Rip.
Well, Rip's not real. That's the sad part because the real Rip ain't Rip. You know what I mean?
Is he like softer?
Well, he's just not my taste.
Oh, I see. Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to go down this Rip rabbit hole no more. Now I'm curious and I have so many questions, but I'm like, I don't know. Your bangs look so cute.
Aren't they adorable? I feel like Tinkerbell today with my little bun and
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there enough on the side for you to do your little things when your hair's out?
Mhm.
I think that's the cutest. I
I
like it.
slept. Yeah.
Looks good.
Thanks.
How the hell are you?
I am really good. A little tired. I went hard the past couple days, but I had fun. And um, yeah, I did a lot of work on my online business.
Cool. You're
Yeah.
in New York, right?
And I just sat with it and like I was because it's been really hard for me being that I am coaching something with an intangible result. So when I'm trying to explain the result of like, people what they think they need versus what I do and what I give is very different, right?
Yeah.
And so it's really
It took
hard.
me forever when it came to the language and the branding because it's like how do you fit all that in a bio or an email? It's fucking very hard to articulate.
And I just like sat with it and sat with it and sat with it. And honestly, I think it was so good to take myself out of my normal environment,
Yeah.
and like have no distraction or anything and just like sit with it. And I think I got it.
Yay.
I think I got it. So I'm really excited about that. I feel really good about it. And I changed my bio because I have been like, I'm switching from my personal page to putting my work on its own page, but obviously linking the two together. And in my bio, it just says I'm the founder of, and that I'm a leader and a leadership empowerment coach. And then it says I am 10 times more fun in person.
I love that.
I was like, you know what, let's just call it what it is because that's the thing that constantly comes up. So I'm like, if you're on my page and it looks a certain way, I'm working through that, but just know I'm fucking fun.
I love that. And I love that you said you're working through it. Like it's like not everything you can just like click. Yeah, look at your tater tots. You could just like snap your fingers and be like, okay, this is how I do it. That actually makes me hungry for like crispy potatoes.
I love a tater tot Sonic. Oh my God. And if you take me somewhere where they like salt them up and coat them in cheese,
Girl. Oh my God, the sunrise burrito at Sonic with the tater tots inside of it. Oh, I fuck hard with that.
does
Whew.
it have meat?
It can, or you can omit it, but it's like it's got jalapenos, cheese, the tater tots, tomatoes, onions, and then if you get meat, you get meat. But it's so
Now,
good.
that does sound like a shit shoveling time. You know what I
It,
mean?
you will be shoveling shit after it if you're lucky. Oh, so long as the ratio of like oily stuff and cheese don't like the cheese outweighs the other stuff, then you won't shit. So it'll be
Yeah.
like not shoveling shit
I don't
time.
know. I think dairy has an opposite effect on me than most people.
Probably.
Yeah.
Are you lactose intolerant?
I don't know. I'm just sensitive, gluten sensitive, dairy sensitive. I'm old. I'm 40 something. And now it's just like that's the story of my life. I used to have an iron stomach. Like I could count on one hand how many times I've probably puked in my whole life. Like I do not have that kind of stomach. I can ride a boat without Dramamine. Like I have no problems. Put me in my 40s and all of a sudden I can't eat gluten. I mean, I can. I'm lucky I'm not celiac. I'm not going to die. I'm not anaphylactic, but like sometimes it feels like I'm dying. You know what I mean?
You are on a good one. I know what you mean because like I didn't shit my pants at all through my whole life. And then in my early 40s. I mean, this has just been the last couple of years. I almost nearly shit my pants in Yellowstone when I was with you. And then like a month later in Costa Rica, I it was either take my pants down and violently diarrhea in front of people or shit my pants. And I opted for the second one. I'm like, okay, literally shit hits the fan when you turn 40. It's like, why am I shitting so much? Why is this so urgent?
Can I
What is it
ask you
about?
a very like serious and thought-provoking question?
I hope so, yeah. Because I've
Okay.
grown weary of surface shit. Let's get into it.
Well, well, the question was,
What? Please, you have to.
I said it so seriously, and you really went with serious, and it's not serious at all. I was going to ask you, do you believe that you are closer to the last time you shit your pants or the next time you shit your pants?
This isn't surface, this is good. It might be cheeky, ha, no pun intended, but it's fucking good and it's thought provoking. And you're right. Um, I think I'm closer to the next time I'll shit.
Wow.
Yeah, because things are volatile. Like I gotta stay around the toilet some days. Yesterday, was it? What day was it? Me and Jessica were like, we're gonna go thrifting or whatever. And I was like, I just got back from shitting. And then I was standing there and I'm like, something feels tumultuous. And then I was like, oh, like, fuck, am I frozen?
Please,
Hold on.
I have to. Oh,
Hold
ow.
on, do it again. Okay, this is so for the viewers, not for the listeners. It's really good. But I was like standing there, like having a far away in my own brain moment, and I was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna shit." And he's like, "You just came from there." I'm like, "It's like that. I think I need to go back. I think I need to go back." And it was just because I took a pro and prebiotic and drank my protein coffee.
All at once?
No, I take my pro and pre at night. It's like a nighttime thing. I have my whole system. I take like a
I was like, you're
nighttime.
getting on the edge.
Well, listen to all the things I do. This is to help me sleep, and I guess it gets my guts revved up in the middle of the night. I'll take my, I don't even know what it's called, Semarillion or whatever, it's some sort of peptide shot. Then I take my little Zoloft. Then I take my pro and prebiotics. Then I take my little, what do you call that? Melatonin. So I have this whole system, and it includes taking something to make sure I shit the next day. Like it makes me feel so good to poop in the morning, don't it?
Oh, yeah, it's cleansing. Some people
Yeah.
don't like it. I love it. And I definitely, like ideally, it's like first thing before the shower because I can
Yeah.
like sit
Yeah.
and feel light, take a shower and feel clean, and then you don't have to worry for the rest of the day unless I
Exactly.
eat something dodgy. But, like we try not to.
You know what? This is why this podcast is called this,
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
will step in it. I have so many shit puns today.
Yeah. Fresh steamy drop every Monday.
Every Monday. I'll say it again. I will drive around just to listen to our podcast. And you need to catch up because this last one, I feel like we're fucking smart.
I'm in my flow week, like I had my period and like I've been in the like lock in, dial in. I am so much more sensitive to that now than I ever was. But like I actually can feel the cyclic moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cyclical. I can feel them. Like I am in my flow this week and not that flow, but like my
Yeah.
creative
Yeah.
flow. And I know it, I like I said, I've just been locked in and dialed in and like let's figure this out. And yeah, last week like I hated life. So
The times turn so quickly.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But the
you can tell
good thing,
it's different today, and it's like, wow, it's amazing how much it affects us.
big time. And whereas before, like I would anticipate one of these like I don't know, the ebb parts to
Yeah.
happen, not a flow part, not where you don't gotta force it. And then I'll be like, oh God, here we are again, like Dark Night of the Soul again. And then it was just such a bummer, and I would stay there longer than I needed to. But I feel like the older I get, like you said, you could finally start to see when they're gonna happen. And I'm like, just like the sun will rise again, I will come out of this. So then I don't like, I don't know if it's like a little bit of shame, a little bit of pissed off, a little bit of frustration when I'm in like one of the shitty seasons. And now I'm like, chill out, bitch. It'll be cool in a week, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I think that's helpful because even like being aware like that now, I actually can warn people
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
'Cause I've become way more like observant of my own body. I used to really struggle with that, and I just had this conversation. It might have been with you, where it's like, I used to hear coaches say all the time, get out of your head and into your body, out of your head. And I just was like, I hear it, but it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not connecting. And I don't know, just like hair cutting for me. I remember I was making it so hard. And then one day I woke up and I was like, holy shit, I get it. And it was like that. Like, I was just like, I now get it. Like, I can definitely, like, I feel the activation. I'm able to check in and say, whoa, I'm activated. What's going on? And like, even with my cycle now, it's like I'm able to identify it and at least be able to say, hey, for the next 3 days, hey, you should be careful. Cause like, this is a me thing, but I can feel it. And if you, it's like a minefield. If you hit one of those bombs, I'm going to explode. So just try to navigate the next 3 days and don't hit the palm, because
Totally.
I have no control over it. But I like the fact now that I have enough awareness to feel it in my body and to give people the courtesy. You
Yeah.
know, I love
You know what I mean, I do too, and I definitely think it's something that's come through aging and growth and learning myself. And what I was thinking when you were saying that, I was like, how cool is it that, I mean, you just changed your bio. It is your wheelhouse. You're so good at leadership when it comes to your role in like your business and things like that and coaching. But I'm like, that is what you were saying is such a prime example of self-leadership. Like you articulate and say what your needs are, and you say, hey, here's an expectation, Justin or whoever, like I have a window where I need what I need and stay away or else shit's gonna hit the fan or whatever. So many shits. But it's like that's leadership. I feel like same. I just was able to say something to a couple of friends and listen, I'm not like really going through it, probably because I'm able to like say what I need or say what's going on. But I had a friend, like a former coaching client, reach out to me and it was something so sweet. It was a long voice memo about something she's doing and excited about, and it's just all love. But I was out walking with Jessica and I felt overwhelmed, not because of her text. Like, who I love when I get random texts. Like, how do they know what space I'm in? But I just sent her something right back and I was like, hey, hosting a friend, about to leave out of the country. My capacity is super duper. I have a narrow kind of lane for the capacity of literally anything. And then also Ellie reached out, was just like wanting to be a friend. That's literally it. Just wanting to be a friend. I didn't feel like I was like being like taken from. And I said to her too, same thing, hosting a friend, about to leave my capacity. I'm like, wow, how easy is it to just say what's going on, instead of like letting shit fester, like, oh, I need to do this. I didn't do that. I should have done this. It's like all of it. And I know you know this. And that's what makes you such a valuable coach is like, it all starts with like the inner work and the self leadership. And then it's like, that's exactly what you've been building and creating. So if you can just put all of that in your bio, that would
now.
fucking sell your shit.
Why do they limit our characters? Like, give me a novel.
Girl, it's so I get it. It's so fucking hard to write the sales pages in a way that like says exactly what the transformation is. But I think, and I was just writing a caption about this today. I was just like, I had a thought and I've been like putting it through the creation mill when it comes to like a carousel or whatever. And I'm like, now I've lost it. I'm spacing. Hold on, it's really good. I took a note and it's exactly what we're talking about. Do you get perimenopause brain where you just space in the middle of nowhere?
All the time.
I'm like, I'm slipping. Okay,
Like,
let me get.
mid sentence. And then you're like, how did I forget the next word I was about to say?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I remember what it was because I was just like, ooh, I got a thought and let me go with this. And so I stuck it in my notes. But I'm like, that's why I choose to be so multifaceted online to just talk all just situational things. Because how the fuck could I put what I do, what I've lived through, what the vibe is, why somebody would want to work with me into a blah, bland, sales page? It's hard. It's really hard to articulate. So then I just like yap, 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 yap in all the ways that I just show up in life. And I'm like, that's how someone can get a read on me and what I do and what I've lived through is I'm always yapping about it in my
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And it's like hard too because I just had the same thing happen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard because
Oh, girl, what's wrong? We're down bad. We're down.
it's hard because like what I sat with when I was sitting the past couple of days was like, I know what I know people need, but what they think they need is totally different. And that's where I think like how I show up is wrong sometimes. So it's like, how do I articulate what has been impactful to me, what has changed my life, what my mission is now, but in a way that's speaking to what they think they need because they haven't gotten to this place yet. So it's like you see all these people that are like, step into your next power and your next level and all of these things. I've done it. Like, trust me, I have been there, done that. And it's like, they don't know what that is. No one's out there Googling at 2 a.m. nervous system regulation work. You know, they're Googling, like, why does my team hate me? Why won't my team perform? Why don't they care as much as I care? And so it's like, it's almost like I have to speak to that, knowing that what my approach is of what they need is completely different. And it's like, how can I share in a way my experience of like, I have been there and felt all of those things, and I have blamed outwardly so many times when really what it was that I needed to look inward. And if we want to just go in the deep complexities of where my mind went the past couple of days, told you I was in my flow state, is I started thinking like train the brain. Like you can train the brain, right? And it's like you're always going to have human thoughts come in, but you can train yourself to say, hey, that's a human thought and I'm not going to operate from that. But this is where it gets really interesting to me. I should have been like a cognitive behavior therapist in a different life, but like where I get fascinated is I know people who like just don't fucking care.
Yeah.
And like that's the struggle for me is like if you were to talk to someone and say, hey, and obviously I wouldn't be this frank, but let's just for the sake of conversation be like, hey, you know, you've got a really stinky attitude. And the reason you got all these problems is you, right? You can't say that, but like that's your observation. There are people out there that would be like, I like being known as a bitch.
That's denial. I've been in it.
I
I've
know.
been in it. You know,
I
you
know.
the
So, but then,
story is so galvanized in you that you just like, well, believing this crazy truth is easier than making changes. That's the majority of people.
yeah, but then they're like mad at the world all the time because they don't understand that their output is actually their input. And like, they don't get that. So like, what do you do in a container with someone, you know, where it's like, they're like, my team sucks. My team doesn't respect me. My team. And you can put this into my family. You can put this into my husband, my
Yeah.
kids, whatever it is. And it's like, because of you.
I'm a little brash in my coaching containers. If I see this stuff come up where it's like victim mode, for one, I've definitely put myself in that space. Like, my denial and my victimhood, all to do with my whole life and just the world and every situation, was very much that way until my giant awakening was when I got sober and I was like, whoa, most addicty people are just victim, victim, victim. The world did this to you. You would fucking numb if this. So I like very well get the psychology of why I was that way, when I was that way, and then the difference between the two. So if I see somebody like they did this and they did it and having just like a negative bias on everything and everyone, I will be like, hey, I'm going to be a mirror to you and your behavior right now because I've been there. And so you're probably like that because, and then I would share my experience. And either they cop to it and it's like a hard thing to look at and you know, like I guess accept and then try to make changes, or they don't. And in that case, it's their journey. You cannot shake somebody out of that like mindset, and they're not my people. That's how I feel. But I would be doing such a disservice if I was working with somebody and placating their victimhood, because like why else hire a coach? Why else hire a mirror? You know what I mean? Like, because that's just not who would that help? That wouldn't help me as a coach. I wouldn't feel fulfilled. You see their shit. It's just a hard conversation. You know, it's a hard conversation. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm pretty gnarly online, because I'm like, that weeds out my people real quick.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like, are you willing? I just put this in my story today. I was thinking, I was reflecting, I was in the bath actually doing my story this morning because these thoughts were like so deep in my head. And I'm like, are you willing to be radically honest? Are you willing to be self aware? And do you have enough care to change? Because there's so many people, like I've heard them literally say, I don't really care. I don't
Yeah.
care. And I'm like, wow. And that's fascinating to me because my brain is the type that when I am exposed to something that I find fascinating or interesting or unique or whatever, I have to adapt to it. Like it's not even a choice for me. It's not even in me to be like, no, I don't care. If I'm
Yeah.
exposed to something that is going to make me grow or be better, and to a fault, you know this because I overinvest, but like to a fault, it's like, I have to have this. I have to do this. I have to be better. And I care so much about that. And it's just really fascinating to me the behaviors of people where you can go from such polar extremes of like, I don't fucking care. I is what I is. And like, I'm going to change everything about myself. Like, it's so crazy to me.
It really is. And I wonder the mindset too. But like you, I'm like I go down the rabbit holes like big time with like the origin of these like program beliefs or these like, oh, I'm just gonna just like it's easier to just be consumed by this narrative. And it's like I think the difference is like a lot of people do get to a rock bottom place where it's like it's like a matter of growing or it's horrible. I can't imagine like cuz same. Like you get to a point where you're programmed and you believe your bullshit and you know life isn't serving you and it's just tough knock after tough knock or whatever the case is. You're like unhealthy, you're miserable, whatever the fucking case is and there's a turning point or there's not. And I feel like the people that don't have the turning point, I guess I don't know. I feel like most people do at some point, I guess. And if not, they're just so disillusioned by the story and the whatever that it doesn't affect them like other people. It's just so fascinating. I don't
It
know.
is fascinating. And I've become literally obsessed with it. Like, I don't know what it's like. I'm like, hell, chill the fuck out because like, I just like am so fascinated by it that I just like go down the holes, you know?
Oh, do I ever? Like
Yeah.
I think that's cool too. Like my whole thing is like I got this weird in the back of my head thesis I'm writing that maybe one day will be a book, the correlation for all the same fucking things that come up with hairdressers, like the bad boundaries, the being a creative, the chaos, like why is somebody like type A versus type B and thrive and one person doesn't or vice versa. Like there's so many common threads since we've both been in the coaching space for a minute, but like I'm like this, I want to research it. I want to talk to psychologists. I'm like, what is the fucking connection? And how do we all get on the same page and be like, enough's enough? Because you're right, especially in you read the forums and the groups and everything, and there's just like the same fucking shit about boundaries. Why is my life this? I'm burnout. And I'm like, it's the same shit for decades and decades and decades. Why?
Patterns. Yeah. Find the patterns and
Oh,
address the
yeah.
patterns. Yeah.
That's what brains are designed to do anyway. Recognize patterns. And I think maybe someone's brain, like, because we go hard on the recognizing patterns and we recognize we want to recognize patterns, maybe that's a neurodivergence, like, where it's like, I don't know, fixation or OCD or like I have to understand almost like it's a compulsion. And maybe that's the difference. Even like we get addicted to healing or growth or courses or whatever. It's like we're
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole there. And some people maybe they are or aren't neurodivergent. Maybe they do or don't have anxiety. And maybe that's the difference between a brain that doesn't give a fuck and a brain that gives too many fucks or is too curious. Like maybe that's the difference. But I love it. That's why I watch reality shows. That's probably why I became a hairdresser. And I know my early on stuff was probably trauma related where I had to get a fucking read on someone right off the bat because that felt safe so that I just go down the hole with somebody's like their spirit, their vibe. What are they thinking? Why did they do this? It's fascinating.
Do you find, because I actually attribute a lot of who I am and why I think the way that I do and see the world the way I do for a lot of reasons, but like one of the main ones is the fact that I was a full-time hairstylist for so long because
Yes.
people would sit in my chair and they would tell me their experiences and their stories, and a lot of times it would be like certain ones that stick out to me as like a death in the family and like how they handled it and like how they're fighting over money and fighting over these things, and it's like they're not even like grasping that they've just lost their mother and they're, you know what I mean? Or it's like I definitely have seen the like mom stepmom situation, and like sometimes it's the mom causing the problem, sometimes it's the stepmom, and I start seeing all of these behaviors in people that I think, god, I don't want to be that way, like I don't want to show up that way. And I think being exposed to so many people and their stories and their journeys has really been a reflection of who I want to be and who I don't want to be. And I'm wondering if like that's what got us to this place. Because I mean, you and I are also very well traveled and we like culture and we like all of these things. But even that I think came to be because of being introduced to it from clients. Like I would see kids that would go to certain schools and, like this kid acted this way and this way. So I made choices about my own kid based off of what I saw of other people's kids. And then, it's like, but that's all come down to the exposure to the amount of people that I interact with on a daily basis. And I hear their stories. And I really do think it has shaped so much of who I am.
You hit the nail on the head. And it isn't just like surface exposure, like, oh, I see a lot of people at the grocery store in the checkout line, like a cashier versus a hairstylist. We go in pretty immediately deep. And
Yeah.
you're right. We also have to like change our we've had to learn how to chameleon, especially in the beginning of the career where it's like I have to shift my energy to calibrate their energy because if they come in hot and I come in hot, it's gonna be a fucking shitstorm. And it's like, and then grief, and then you have to soften for their grief. It's like constantly shifting our way of being based on another person's way of being, and it goes deep. And you are 100% right. That's why I definitely am fascinated by it because it was never just technical. Like honestly, I don't know what. Okay, I think we've talked about this before. I think in hair school, they were like, it's going to be 80% people skills and 20% technical. And that always stuck with me. And I was already fascinated by people anyway, for the reasons I told you. It's like you just scan for like vibes and energy and intuition. Like that's just was already in me. And it's so neat we're talking about this because you know how people's origin story in hairdressing is like, oh, I want to make people feel pretty. It's a fun career. I get to dress how I want. I get to be my own boss. There's like all the regular ones. It's so interesting to me. That was never the reason I got into hair. For one, it was just like a survival means because I had a Pell Grant and whatever. But now when I think back even further to when I was a kid, I would be obsessed with like Sally Jesse Raphael and America's Top Model and all these shows about transformations. And when I think now about it, like that was a huge part of why I became a stylist because I know they did shit with their exterior and like The Swan, which was a totally problematic show, but like, all the shit we were exposed to because it was like, wow, the transformation in a human and it was a low-hanging fruit. I could influence their exterior as a cosmetologist because of 1 year of school, but soon as I got into it, and I know you and I are on the same page with it, it was more about the interior that was so fascinating and so impactful. Now how cool is it? We've come full circle and it's not so much about the exterior, it's about the interior and all we've picked up being a hairstylist. It's fucking cool, honestly.
I think too, like I had an aha moment sitting here in this conversation with us of like, I think, here's your thesis paper. Like, I think that's the link though. I think that after a while, you have seen and heard it all to the level of like the most disgusting humanity you could ever see. And so it gets you to this place that you just can't do it anymore because you start seeing way more, I hate to say it this way, but like you start seeing way more ugly than you do pretty, and you start seeing that like everyone's got crap and everyone's got stories. And I also think it desensitizes you a little because I've heard so many times people come in and it's like a heavy story, like, oh, I just found out so and so has cancer. I have found out that like direct loved ones have cancer, and it has taken me 3 times as long to like feel any emotion over it because that's like a dime a dozen in my world, and that's terrible. But I just think like as a stylist, we for 20 some years, I know you too, like a long time, you really become desensitized to things, and like also very over the bullshit.
Yeah. You know what's I and this is what I think also seriously affects hairstylists too, to where they don't care for themselves. Like I'll just say we ought to, or as an industry, it's like there's so many unhealthy things, and just like there's not emotional awareness. Because I know for me, I would call myself for all those years an empath. So yes, I got desensitized because it's like it's all the craziest shit you can ever imagine, but I held it and I did not know how to process it and I didn't know how to move through it. And I would let somebody's breakup, I'd be invested. I'd be texting 2 days later. There's one of me, how many fucking clients, like, and then you hear, there's SA, you hear that there's domestic violence, there's all this stuff that we don't get training for. And I know there's like, I do know there's things now to where you can like put language in your salon and there's like a safe space for that. But as far as the training goes, like trauma informed coaching or therapy or any knowledge of that shit at all in hair school, there is now on a program or a book that taught us how to hold that. And that to me, that was a huge part. There was many parts that led up to my breakdown, but I would say the biggest one for the longest amount of years was not knowing how to hold and process people's shit.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I was desensitized, I had heard it all, but it's so interesting that you mentioned at the top of this, the body, head body. My body held on to all their shit. And I was a nervous fucking wreck. And that's why I self-medicated. Because I was like, and then not to mention the industry, if you're deeper in the industry with education and brands and whatever, I mean, that's just a crazy capitalistic machine,
Yeah.
all about
Well,
the monies.
and people like to make their emergency your emergency.
Yes.
Whether it's just like what we're talking about in the chair, but it can also be, oh my gosh, I have this last minute thing and I need to get in, and then it's your emergency. Or it can be, I my kid is sick and I can't come in and they don't want to pay the cancellation fee, and now that's your emergency. And there's just so many things that, aside from the conversations, I don't think that people realize that they put on us, and they don't even realize the position that they put us in, of like choosing them or choosing me.
Yeah, yeah. And and I know you know this is not, it started happening earlier in my career, and I'm like, weird parallel, but the parallel between nurses and hairdressers. You'll
Oh
start
yeah.
out a nurse and go hairdresser or vice versa. It's because your body is wired to feel that urgency, that holding of people's, and I'm not saying I mean, it's way more vapid for hairdressers, but it's the same hustle, urgency, close proximity to people that you're just wired almost where you need that sort of like whatever. And it's so crazy that once you have that like way of being and the way of showing up in the world through your work, it's like, well, that appeals to me because that seems as crazy as what I just got out of. I'll be goddamn. Actually, I've taken all the yuck that's come from it and I've really tried to turn it into not picking a same familiar hell for me. It feels like the same familiar chaos and hell. And what's interesting is like moving into the new space of coaching, which is peace is my motherfucking priority. And I know that's why you do this too. It's like I'm regulated. I know how to hold shit. I know how to help. I'm gonna make my schedule be what it is. I'm gonna make my, why this is the next move for us. But I'm like, and I posted something about this the other day. It feels weird to get out of chaos and into those energies and into an intentional, peaceful state. Because my body's like, whoa, we don't know what this is like. And that speaks to the fact that for 2 decades we were used to holding this craziness.
Yeah. And I still struggle with that. It's very hard for me on an off day with nothing on my schedule to just be, to just
Girl.
I feel I have to, and that's that kind of getting out of your head. I think I've done enough, train the brain, to like, I have the human thoughts come in, but I've done enough now to recognize them and speak back to them. But, I get those where I'm just like laying on the couch and I'm like, oh, this feels so good. And then the thought comes in, you're lazy. You're not doing enough. You should. But now I can say, I earned this. Like, I'm tired. My body is telling me I need this, because I struggled with that for so long. And that's, I think, important as we're having this conversation, is to realize the human brain never goes away. The thoughts come into your head. It's just really having the awareness, which we talked about before, to recognize it and to say, that's not of me. That's just a human thought. And I'm not accepting that. I don't have to accept that. And that's the key in so many situations, right? It's just like it's pausing, it's thanking it for whatever it's trying to do and saying, but we're not doing that today.
My bestie's so smart.
And I'm pretty.
Yeah, it's so you're so right. And it's so cool to be up above the static and the noise and the programming to be like, I see you. Like, because brains are gonna do what brains do. It's just a bunch of neurons and electrons and like synapses. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. But like having the higher awareness of like, oh yeah, free will, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I
Yeah.
can lay on this motherfucking couch, and my reality can be that I fucking choose this and I won't feel bad or
Yeah.
shamed or guilty or lazy. And you know what? Same, because I was doing it the last 3 days hosting my friend, and we just, because she's a mom and she's got two kind of like littles and a husband that's out of town all the time. I feel like she's about to her head was going to explode. And so there was
Yeah.
just a fair amount of couch rotting. And I was like, you fucking deserve this. And I'm going to let myself deserve this. But it was hard, you know, about day 2 of watching Jersey Shore and just eating and watching Jersey Shore. I'm like, okay, the whole like slothy part of it made my body feel bad. So that's whatever. But I was
Yeah.
like, but I don't got any other thing to actually do. I really don't. Like, I forget that I don't have a boss and I didn't make any promises to anybody and I don't have to be on social media. I forget a lot. Like, my forgetter is really active. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, why does this feel weird? And like, just like you, it's like, it feels weird because, and then I have full on conversations with myself. I'm like, you're all right. You be lazy. It's okay. You got to.
I have to as well. And I've really practiced asking myself a lot of questions. Like
Yeah.
that's another thing. It's like if I am feeling activated by someone, I'm like, well, Kelly, have you ever done that? And I'm like, yeah. So why are you being so judgmental of them? Or like, Kelly, do you like to do for other people? Yeah. Then why are you having a hard time letting someone do for you? It's like it's that type of stuff that it's really cool when you get to the point that you can have those conversations with yourself.
Yeah.
And took me a long time. I mean, it's a practice. Like I think I just now getting to that point. But that also is what activates all those questions about like, how is it some people never reach that or don't care to reach that? It's really fascinating to me.
It's fascinating to me too. And I have a thought. Do we do a two-parter and the next one is because there was like what you just said was one of our questions. We could have this be a two-parter because this is episode 20.
Wow, hold on.
Yeah. Did it make any noise? I didn't hear it. Weird. It's like a dog whistle. I hear only a little bit of it and then it gets quiet. It's funny. Well, yeah, it's our 20th episode. So I say we pretend like we've grown weary and then start it right back in episode 2020. 2020? I've got a pit stain in your shirt I'm sending you. I'll wash it. Whatever. This ain't for me. I don't fucking know or like rip. And then I was like, you're probably not gonna wear this out in the wild, but maybe you could like put a little thing in it and like, or
I was
don't.
thinking about doing like the I don't want to use any derogatory terms, but like the southern tank
White
top.
theater?
Yeah. Make it a cut.
Well, I don't know if that's good or bad, but
Yeah. I didn't use any terms. There was a lot that popped in my head, but see,
I did. And I apologize if I'm problematic. That is a tank. That's bad, obviously. Yeah.
Bye.
We'll be back with a formal apology. Bye, guys.
It's just me and my best friend, shoveling shit, walking through life, take it bit by bit. Now everybody is gonna know that we